Hi, I'm Matt, the lead vehicle artist at Rivet Games, and today I'm going to be talking about the Class 170 interiors and our process of creating those. So my first step in creating the 170 interiors was basically fleshing out the side walls and the kind of dividing points that go down the train and kind of blocking in the entranceways. A lot of it is very basic, a simple geometry, a lot of boxes and cubes, which just kind of gives you an idea of where the shapes are and the kind of space between like the dividers and supports for the side doors and all of those kind of areas. The other thing I'll do is I'll kind of do very basic block-ins of like bathrooms and cabinets and where the rear doors are. So if I take you over to a little bit further along in the modeling stage, not a lot of more detail put in, but we've started kind of detailing a number of areas. So we've got the ceiling, the walls, where the luggage racks are going to attach to. All of that detail is kind of like done now, and it means that we've got like the main skin of the interior finished, and the next phase is kind of doing the more intricate details, which is mostly the doors and the walls that kind of the player will interact with and move through. In this instance here, we've still got the main doorways to the exterior of the train to detail, and at this point here, I've brought in our photogrammetry, which we've been using a lot in our newest projects. I've been lining it up with my block out so that I can make sure that everything's kind of fitting together, and I can start kind of tracing over that photogrammetry and start putting in a lot of the details that are found on these areas where the controls are. Other areas we would start detailing is the rear of the interiors, and kind of just making sure all those kind of areas are looking good. Here what we can see is the kind of main core of the train that all the interiors share and is very similar across all of them. So if I wanted to export the middle coach, I would need to just turn on our core base layer, and then I can turn on another layer that will add in all the details that are just specific to the middle coach. In this instance, the back of the coach has a different layout, and so this one has a unique model just for this one. But if I want to export one of the first class interiors, I can turn off that layer, turn on the first class layer, and then also include one of the bathrooms if I need that. And again, if I need to export the standard class coach, I can turn off that bathroom and add in the standard one. If I show you this model in UE4, you can see it's all textured up. One of the areas we can adjust things now in-game is by using a smart material in UE4, and it will allow us to kind of adjust and fine-tune our materials in-game. One of the areas is like getting the scale and size of the carpets right. So if I wanted to adjust the carpet on this one, I can come into one of our materials and change the scale of the carpet, and it will allow me to edit this in real time, and it just makes the workflow a lot easier for us to kind of match what we need to do. There's always kind of a mismatch between the game and the reference and the third-party like software that we might be using to texture. So what we've been trying to do is, in important areas, we've been trying to bring that color information and that's editable in UE4. So one of the areas that we've got a complex material that allows us to change the colors of the walls, the ceilings, and a number of areas around the interior. And I can show you what that looks like over here. This is the material here. And what you'll see if I open this up, this texture is a representation of what's being textured across the entire interior for all three coaches. And what we can do in here is edit the colors of a number of areas. So mustardy cream color here that we've got is like one of the main wall textures. But we've also got a number of like blues and dark grays and stuff like that. And just to kind of show you what we can do is, what we've done here is we've tried to match the color that we're seeing in-game with our photo reference. And by having this editable here, it just makes it a lot easier, and we know what we're seeing is going to be the final output. If I wanted to change some of the plastics, I can come into that same material and start editing the colors. And this just allows us to have that kind of much closer match to our photo reference. We can have both the photo reference up and the final model in-game, and we can look at those two and start getting them looking exactly the same. If I bring you over into the final look of one of the interiors, you can see we've put a lot of attention into how we model the entranceways, and the other thing we obviously do at a later stage is putting in all the seating and making sure that all the layouts are correct. One thing with the 170 interiors is they've got a unique sticker above each door. What you'll see is we've tried to replicate that as closely as possible. And so each door should have the correct layout and signage on that doorway. So that's been a look at the ScotRail Class 170 interiors. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to hear more from Rivet Games.